Testing, testing.
The prophet Amos lives. Hello, don't come on, handshake. Elicha, Dean, and Mindy. Mindy's coming.
We bless the kids via cell phone as best we can on Friday, or face, however we can.
Good to see you. Are you sure about the dinner? You don't want to go to the program?
Oh, much better.
Are we ready? Shabbat Sholom, everyone. All right. Oh, what is this? Huh. All right, I guess we're ready to begin. Please rise. Let's begin with the candle lighting. Right up here. Mindy's here. Thank you so much. Yeah, everything's up here. The matches. Even the used matches, yeah. If you need, I don't know if you need that, probably not. Amen. JT, thank you. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Now we can begin. Please turn to page 10. Let's begin our service with Yedid Nefesh.
More
Shabbat has come with its embrace of peace, with Malachei HaShalom, angels of peace, of healing and hope. Bless us, O God, as we are together in this sanctuary. Help us to share this Shabbat together in love. We thank you, O God, for the strength to work. We thank you also for the gift of being able to rest. We thank you for your gift of Shabbat, a reminder of our liberation from Egyptian bondage. May this Shabbat bring us liberation as well from all care, worry, from anxiety and fear. May it break the chains which enslave us, keeping us in bondage to unworthy habits. May this Shabbat help us to free ourselves from petty thoughts, harsh words, and mean acts. May it inspire us to work for the liberation of all, from poverty and ignorance, from terror and violence and hatred. May this Shabbat lead us to enlist in your service, to obey what is right, to obey your commandments, to live by your laws, your truth, so that every day may be blessed with the power of shalom, of peace, and the spirit of Shabbat may govern our lives each moment. Amen. Shabbat shalom. We continue now on page 11. Lechuna ranana.
Lechuna ranana Adonai Nariya letzori sheinu Nekad lafanav vetoda Bizmira nariya lo
El gadol Adonai Amalo Gadol Kol Elohim Asher Yavakri Aretz Yabeshit Yavyat Saru Yehu Eloheinu v'nachnu amarito v'tzon yado K'yom asame b'para sheni suni avotechem b'chadu ligamdu
Arba'im shana kod bedon V'amar al to'ei levavim Ve'elo l'achai Asher nishbati ve'api Im yevon el menuchati
Sing a new song. Every moment is another gift. Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash. Page 13, everyone.
Shiru Adonai Shir Chadash Shiru Adonai Kol haaretz Shiru Adonai Baruch Shemo Asru miyom leyom Yeshuato Sapru b'goyim kevodo V'chol ha'amim nifleotav Ki gadol Adonai Umul me'od Shalom Al kol Elohim Yai 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 Ki kol Elohim Ha'amim Elohim Va'adonai Shamayim Asav Od ve'adan Echanav Od ve'tiferet Be'mikdasho Avul Adonai Mizbechot Amim Avul Adonai Kavod Va'oz Avul Adonai Kevod Shemo Zeu mincha Ubo lechatzrotav Ay 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 Ishtachavu l'Adonai Be'adrat kodesh Chilu mipanav kol haaretz Imru v'goyim Adonai malach Atrikon tevel v'atzimot Yadinamim v'meisharim Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz Yiram mayam Omelo Yalo sadai V'chol asher bo Ay 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 Az yeranenu kol ha'seyat
Page 19, let's read together the meditation on the lower left-hand side of the column. It's a beautiful, small, but very powerful passage. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your coming.
Tumultuous week filled with so many demands.
Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams.
Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being.
Blessed is your coming, Shabbat.
Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light.
On page 20, last three lines, Romamu Adonai Eloheinu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kosho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kosho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kosho.
Page 21, Mizmor David.
Mizmor David, Avul Adonai b'nei Elim, Avul Adonai, Kavod va'oz, ay, Avul Adonai, kevod shema yishtachavu Adonai be'adar kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavodim, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, ay, kol Adonai ve'adar, kol Adonai shaver arazim, vayeshaber Adonai et hazeh alvanon, vayalkitem kimo egel Lebanon, ve'sirion, kemo ve'revim, ay, kol Adonai chotzev lavotesh, kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai echalel ayalo, vayecheso ye'arot, uveichalo, kulo merkavod, ay, Adonai lama bo yashav, vayishev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amayten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Yai, rai, rai, rai. Yai, rai, rai, rai. Yai, rai, rai, rai. Yai, rai, rai, rai.
We're ready to receive now Shabbat. Page 23, come the beloved, the Chadodi.
וחדודי לקראת קלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. וחדודי לקראת קלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. וחדודי לקראת קלה, עיני שבת
אחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. מקדש מלך למלוכה, קומי צאי מצוק אפיך, רב לך שבת בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. בואי ושלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פן ישבע נקבלה. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Be seated, but let's face each other. The people I haven't seen in a while. Shabbat Shalom. The couple says, hi, Mindy. Good love. Hi, Dad. Good to see you, Sherry. Hi, Dad. Good to see you. How have you been? Good. Shabbat. Sharon is here. I just saw your son today while I was, when I came home, I always catch up on podcasts and whatever. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good to see you all. Stretch, relax, okay. Let's chant the last words of the Shabbat Psalm. Page 28, Tzadik HaTamarifra, middle of the page. Tzadik HaTamarifra, Ke'erez Balebanon, Kon tevel baltimore, nasunot kolam isulrot tuchyam, kolamayim rabimet bishpriyam, morning. Those who are remembering yard sites will rise now for the Kaddish. Shatom, the Mornis Kaddish, page 30, together in our love. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, yamad yivarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon of yomechon, v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'elam v'lomei maya, yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, Shemei Kudisha, Berichu, Le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Ose shalom b'imromav, uyase shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Just a little word of Torah. A great portion. They're all great, but this is a very powerful portion. Because the question is asked by the rabbis from this portion, Vayigash. How did the Jewish people survive throughout all these years? The suffering, the exile, the persecutions, the pogroms, the Shoah. Why are we still here, and why are we stronger than ever before? How did we merit the ability to survive all that? And the rabbis, some of the commentators say it comes from this portion, Vayigash. What happens here? Joseph rose to power in Egypt, but before he rose to power in Egypt, his brothers tried to murder him. They sold him into slavery. He didn't see his father for 22 years. Lasted for many years. He was separated from his father Jacob. But the Torah tells us when he saw his very hungry brothers, there was a huge famine throughout the whole area there. Near East, they used to call it back then, rather than Middle East. He sent the Egyptian attendants away. He wept, cried, and they all embraced. It's almost as if he swept away the past completely in one fell swoop. And he even, which I'm going to allude to tomorrow, he even changed history to try to come up with some positive understanding of a very, very negative, all those things that we have read about previously. And he said this is all for the good. God meant it this way. It was all part of a divine plan. And we've seen this, by the way, which I see every day from Israel, even after October 7th. The country is trying to, from this disaster, complete horrific disaster, to come up with the positive, how their young people are volunteering, how they're preparing meals for the IDF, how the country's come together even though the economy is in terrible disarray, and their young ones are on the battlefield, they don't know what's going to happen next. The spirit of the country is extremely positive. It's a Jewish country. Not many places would be able to do, in fact, if any, would be able to do what Israel does. And they're celebrating. Their restaurants are open. They're at the shore. They are celebrating anniversaries and birthdays, etc., with great, great gusto. Because the rabbis would say they learned from whom? From Joseph, who never stressed the tragedy and the defeats and the negativity, the victimhood, whatever the word is, but he saw the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what Joseph, why he is called, by the way, one of the explanations why he is called Hatzadik, the only one in our tradition who is called capital R, if you would, in the English, the righteous one. In fact, as I was reviewing this beautiful transition, this beautiful ethic, those movies, even about the Shoah, that stress heroism, goodness, lighting Shabbat, celebrating, they didn't light candles, celebrating Shabbat, even in the boxcars that was sending Jews to death, this positive nature, that has been captured in literature and poetry in our liturgy also stresses what Joseph taught to us, that even in the midst of the greatest darkness, we remember life and love and those who cared for each other, even as they were in the throes of death in Auschwitz and all the other places of horror. We've had to deal with, as an American society, 9/11, and I think we focus on the heroes, the first responders, even after the horrific events in New Orleans this week, those police officers and those people who prevented more deaths from occurring. There are some great stories that are just starting to emerge from that catastrophe as well. This is really what hovers all this is the spirit of Joseph. But what's interesting is I just give you a couple of examples of how Jewish tradition incorporated what Joseph did into our ritual life, our ethos, our ethics, the way we look at life. The Kaddish, excuse me, that we recite at the graveside, we recite in memory of loved ones, that we recite at the anniversary of death, stresses nothing negative. It doesn't speak a word about death. It's a praise of life, a praise of God. It's called in fancy terms a doxology. A praise of God is called a doxology. We know that if we're mourning before a holiday comes, major holiday, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, that our mourning is cut off by the celebration of the holiday, in order to teach us that the joy always is supreme over the sadness. You can have a brit milah, a circumcision, on any day of the year, including Yom Kippur, because the circumcision represents new life, new life. Death waits, life prevails. That's what Joseph teaches us. Not to wallow in negativity. That is Jewish tradition. In fact, one of my favorite verses at the end of the 5 books of Moses in the book of Deuteronomy is one of the punishments is if we had a chance to celebrate joys and we miss those opportunities, that is considered to be a great transgression in our tradition. Don't squander the moment. Celebrate. Life always takes precedence. In fact, I'll make one last conclusion. There are people we meet. You know, the glass is always half full. There's New Orleans. There's Hamas. There's all these negative things we have to deal with. But our attitude, and there's death that we have to deal with. Are we a half empty glass empty, or are we a half glass full person? Are we able to see, even in the midst of terrible things, celebration and peace? Do we emphasize the empty seats in shul, or are we focused on the people who are here, who support our synagogue and continue to thrive in Jewish life? I'd like to emphasize the positive. Why? The inspiration is Joseph. He said, throw out all those years of anger. And he says, I forgive my brothers. I want to start over again. This is a time to be positive, to see the glass full and not empty. There's a great expression from the great Rabbi Natan, 2nd century. He said, if your friend has done you a great wrong, let it be a little thing in your eyes. Move on. See the positive. Don't dwell on the negative. So I just wanted to leave you with that message. I think it's a very powerful one from our Torah portion. It's Shabbat. And Shabbat is a time when we certainly look at those around us and we express our gratitude and our love of life. We see the candles, we see the light, and never darkness. That's what it means to be a Jew, especially today. That's our gift to the world. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Please rise. Now we're ready to begin. Page 39a, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. Page 39a, first bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ari v'aravim v'chochmat kesharim v'zenitim ma'achari v'zmanim v'sadeh kochavim v'shpuratim v'adikiyah ketzono borei yom v'layla
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
Ahavat Olam, our praise of our gift of Torah, page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אתה עמך אתה תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו ושוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח את חוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו ובנגי יומם ולילה נגי יומם ולילה באהבתך תסיר בינינו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
41 together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levandecha v'ribat bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshapecha uvkumecha ukshatam liot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uchtavtam al mezuzah beitecha uvish arecha. Page 42. The Shema continues. Yishamru lachem pediftem levavchem v'zatem v'avatem Elohim achari v'shtakavitem lahem. Father, my God, and so on. Avtam, Shlamad Yavitechem Shmeim Haaretz, Vayomer Adonai Moshe Lemor. Tzitzit. Leman tizkaru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'item kedoshim lelohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Amen.
Page 44.
ומלכותו רצון קיבלו עליהם
אשר ויאמרו נעשה לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נצר בקודש נורא תהילות הספר מלכותך לאהובניך אורכי הים לפני משה זה יענו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Peace, our greatest gift. Shalom. Page 45. Hashkivenu at the Bible. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Behamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Behamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. Ushman Seitenu Ovoenu Lechaim Shalom Me'atza ve'ad olam ve'ad olam ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Behamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom Behamidenu Malkeinu Lechaim. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, עבורי סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Amen. We rise. Vishamru, page 46, together. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. איי 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 ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה ועלמא דברה קירותי והמליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ומעולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפע ותמה וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילם מן כה בחטא ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן. Our silent devotion, the Amidah, our personal and private prayers as well. Page 47 through page 52. הקדוש וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת ובצלם אלוהינו. Shalom Rav, page 51.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata Shalom, Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. V'tov einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם.
I'm sorry, page 53 at the top of the page.
ויכל השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, מכל שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק Yaakov, Eloi Sarah, Eloi Rivka, Eloi Rachel, Eloi Leah. האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא העליון, קונה שמיים וארץ, מגן אבות בדברו, מחיי מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעון הברכות. אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו,
54.
אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, רצי בנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך, ותן חלקנו בתורתך, שבענו מטובך, ושמחנו בישועתך, ותהל ליבנו לעבדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך, וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו.
מקדש השבת.
קדיש שלם.
יתגדל ויגדל שמי רבה, ואלמדי בחירותי והמליך מלכותי, וחייכון וימכון וחיי לכל בית ישראל, בגלה בזמן קריב ימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח יפר ותמה ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקדושה בריחו, לילה מקום בחטא ושירתה, תושחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא וימרו אמן. תקבל סרטון ואותון לכל ישראל, כל דמון דמשמיא וימרו אמן. יש לומר רבה משמיא וחיים עליהם כל ישראל וימרו אמן. עושה שלום עממה והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל וימרו
Amen. Please rise for the Kiddush, page 55.
סברי
Chayev.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, ברי פרי הגפן.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו, בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר יציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Chaim, everyone. We'll have wine at our table, so we will repeat that. Aleinu, please turn to page 56.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגרור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שעונות שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרה בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עינותינו.
לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, כי לך חובר ושו לשון לפניך, כי המלכות שרי וכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך,
Bottom of page 57. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated, everyone. A time to pause and remember loved ones. Ronnie Reisberg, your cousin, passed away in California, and I do not have his name, so I'd like you to share his name with us so we can remember him. Cedric Minkin of blessed memory. Good. Thank you for sharing that. We wish you and the family our sympathies, our condolences. May God fill your space. We also remember the yard sites observed this week of Mitchell Backow, Laser Bulk, Hannah Bulk, Gerald Leibovitz, Rose Leibovitz, Jean Levine, Doris Lancer, Shirley Brodsky, Ronald Zatman, Dr. R.V. Rogers, Abe Cranman, Nochum Vinarski, Edward Altman, Jacob Friedman, Barnett Ginsberg, Milton Jonas, Zelda Ringler, Sidney Dvorak, Rizel Akronik, Leo Zucker, Julius Heifetz, Esther Lichtenstein, Jerome Waldstein, Francis Parker, Howard Morris, Maurice M. Smith, Murray Olshansky, David Korlansik, Samuel David Hirsch, Virginia Schmalow, David Thaler, Fanny Young, Louis White, Jerry Ring, Philip Wolf, all of blessed memory. So those in mourning and those remembering yard sites at home as well. We rise at home to recite the Kaddish on page 58 in memory of them and with eternal love. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman karim v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam v'lomei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol bechata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories continue to be a blessing. Our announcements, President Tridell.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's good to see you all here. Now that we're through with the winter Mishigas, the warm weather should come back again very quickly. It's time. Tonight's oneg is provided by Temple Beth Sholom. The bima baskets are provided by Ella and Rabbi Stuart Altshuler in honor of their 31st anniversary.
Don't push it.
Almost newlyweds by Beth Sholom
Yeah, I
standards.
guess.
Also, Margot and Barry Friedman in honor of their 55th anniversary. Cheryl and Bruce Goldhirsch in honor of their 48th anniversary. And these folks who are a little more than newlyweds, Enid and Irving Kushner in honor of their 70th anniversary. Mazel tov.
70 years. Wow.
I pity my wife if she has to be married to me for 70 years. We have some really great programs coming along this Sunday, and you shouldn't miss this. Dr. Mary Tzedek will present a discussion on his historic Judaica collection. It's our version of Jewish Antique Roadshow. Murray is not only a collector but an educator, and he offers a very special look at some of the pieces he's collected or presented over the years. You're invited to bring your own Judaica. He's especially expert at Shabbat candlesticks. So if you have old Shabbat candlesticks and you'd like to learn more about them, bring them with you. Also, feel free to share some stories about your own family's Judaica. The Tzedeks have also kindly sponsored breakfast at the beginning at 9:30, and the presentation will begin promptly at 10 a.m. Next week, the Idelson Library Book Review will take place on Wednesday, January the 8th, 1:15. Marowin will be reviewing the book Kentika. Please join us on January 11th as we honor our Life and Legacy and Visionary Society participants during Shabbat services in Kiddush. We have other programs coming up, and I'd like to bring your attention to several. On the 12th of January, Ambassador Daniel Kurtzer will be here. Ambassador Kurtzer is a former U.S. ambassador to both Israel and to Egypt. He was also an Undersecretary of State for Middle Eastern Affairs. He's written a number of books regarding the politics of the Middle East. And the title of his presentation will be Israel and the Region After the War in Gaza, Inflection Point or More of the Same. He will undoubtedly be the greatest expert on Middle Eastern affairs who will be here in Sarasota this year. I would strongly encourage you to join us Sunday the 12th at 7 p.m. The doors will probably open around 6:30. But you need to register, so please go to the TBS website right away and register for this phenomenal presentation. We have other things going on. There's a program called Ballroom Boogie. It's on Saturday, January the 18th. You have a chance to see really fine ballroom dancing and also to get a special lesson. The deadline to sign up with Kelly Nestor is January the 7th. It's coming fast. We have Yaniv Games Trivia Night on Sunday, January 19th with the great trivia meister, Marshall Horwitz. This will be at 7 p.m. And again, you need to contact Kelly Nestor as soon as possible. We have our youth bowling Sunday, January 26th from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. The deadline to register is the 22nd. The office needs additional help, and if you'd like to volunteer in the TBS office, and you can eat all the chocolate you want, that's one of the perks for volunteer. Call Nancy Hendricks as soon as possible.
Class, how about my class starts this Wednesday, it resumes.
Well, the world-famous Rabbi Altshuler is presenting, is continuing his classes. One is on Islam.
Islam is this week, and
The other one is on the Holocaust.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
I listen, and I'd like to end by thanking both Rabbi Altshuler and Hazan Teibel for, again, another beautiful service. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Al. Yeah. So Wednesday, 10:30, my students, please come. We're resuming after the holiday break. Let's conclude with Yigdal, and then we'll go right, for those who are staying for the Shabbat dinner, we'll be dining together and have our blessings there. Page 62, Yigdal.
Yigdal Elohim Chai, v'yishtava, nimsa ותפארתו. לא גם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ונביא את תמונתו. תורת אמת נתן המועל על יד נביא הנאמן ביתו. לא יכל יפעל ולא ימיר אותו לעולמים אל צורתו. צופה ויודע שטעננו מביא לסוף דבר בקדמתו. גומש חסד כמפעלו נותן להשערה כרשתו. ישלח לכביש ימים ושיחנו לקדום לחגגי ישועתו. לעתים יחייב לרוחסו ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. לעתים יחייב לרוחסו ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו.
Shabbat Shalom. I hope for one.
Shabbat Shalom,
Not yet.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat